Hello, hello, hello. Here we are back again. This is the Colonel. Shout out to Radcliffe if you see this. Thank you for pointing out my audio issue. Um, nice to know that I've been streaming all this time with an echo, but uh, yeah, OBS on Linux is janky a little bit. But anyway, so yeah, we're back. Um, as you can see, things have changed a bit. You might recognize. Um, you can see in our surfaces tab over here. I wonder, would it be better? Let's see something here. That's way too big. Way too big. That's why I had it turned down. Manual. It's better. Still not my favorite. Can't do 90, huh? 75. Do manual pixels. That's a little better, I think. Better in general. But anyway, yeah, so we have unlocked Vulcanus. Uh, yeah, so should note I have a sick toddler at home, so if I have to leave suddenly, I apologize. We'll try and get through the status of things currently, um, so at least that can be put on record, um, even if we don't get to any building. So yeah, so we've been working and researching in the background over the last few days. I say background, but just in my spare time. Um, and when I'm not actively doing something in game, I will often leave it to run AFK. So it helps me to get some of the tech that I really want. Because basically, when I get to Vulcanus, I want to be ready to like scale up. I don't want to have to build like a starter base there and then work my way up. No, I want to be able to go full scale as quickly as possible. Now, uh, you do need some kind of a starter base there in Vulcanus, um, to begin to unlock some of the techs, some of the free ones that you get by doing things. Uh, we'll have to do the tungsten, get the calcite processing, we'll get the big miner, get those things. We'll need a small base for that to get those, and then once we have those things, then it's time to build at main scale. We're going to focus on building a science production first so that we can start to acquire some of the tech that Vulcanus has on offer. Most notably, we want asteroid reprocessing, um, cliff explosives, uh, coal liquefaction, turbo stuff. I mean, there's actually quite a few. I mean, basically all of them. Artillery for sure. I'm for sure going to have artillery before I go to Gleba. Um, yeah, so we're going to focus on building a science production that can process 15 per second, so 900 SPM. I already have a start to the space platform infrastructure that's going to be necessary to ferry that um, from place to place. Uh, so I want to do that first, and then once we have that, then we will begin building out some scale. I want to build out a calcite supply because once I have science going over on Vulcanus, I think the game plan is going to be to come back, or at least do it remotely, is to redo our smelting here on Novice, because we absolutely need to make our mines last as long as they possibly can. So we'll be redoing miners at a massive scale. We'll be redoing smelting. Basically need to do everything we possibly can to make our mines as productive as possible. Now we have access to quite a lot of material due to my earlier work. In the hundreds of millions of pretty much every resource. Train throughput is, I think, going to be a thing. I've done some work on this. This is going to be the smelting area for Purple Science. I already have the iron, or the steel and iron and stone for the rails is already done. As you can see, it's working on the smelting for the other two components. It's a lovely game of routing belts and all that stuff. We have nuclear power, quite a lot of it. We're almost to 4 gigawatts, and that's because since the Purple Science build here is sort of our first real build, and we're still quite a ways off from foundries, I've introduced productivity modules, so the smelter arrays are bigger than you might expect for the amount of material I need, but it's going to help me stretch my resources, because the resource usage for this science is quite ridiculous. I mean, this is a fully full productivity module build. Every machine that can take productivity modules has them. And then for the finished product, in every case, I have speed modules. So we're shrinking our resource usage as much as possible, but even shrinking it, you can see that the requirements are fairly gigantic, far and away more than what we're currently using for any of our other sciences. Oh, this is a known fact, obviously, if you've ever played Factorio before, but when you're dealing with this kind of scale, it can become a tad overwhelming. For instance, what is it? 11 of these smelting stacks, because these are for steel, so they're back to back. 11 of these smelting stacks are for the the steel required for the science, for just the rail component of the science. So yeah, but the other thing that it does, of course, you don't get that productivity boost for free. The power resource consumption it goes through the roof. So this factory is going to pull about a gigawatt. So I overbuilt, put plenty of overhead in there for resource draw from the roboports, and um, just to make sure we had enough. Yeah, so that's here on the ground. Um, we are we can fully process uh, all 5 sciences at once. Um, all 5 of the current sciences at once. Um, yes, we can. Uh, there's still plenty of lab overhead. Um, I'm not sure. I mean, at some point we'll just have to just pull it down because we're not going to be using a ton of it. We can I don't think we can actually fully saturate even half of it anymore with the speed upgrades and um, with the speed upgrades. I don't think we can. Yeah, because you can see I did all of them up to the next one I would need purple science for. So I did upgrade lab productivity. Mostly as because we put productivity modules in there as soon as we could. Um, and the speed upgrades is mostly to decrease the number of machines we needed. Should we just, I'm tempted. I'm tempted to right now just take this whole side, just pull it all out. Oh, it'll be a test for my power network. Let me think about that while I explain everything else that's gone on. I think that's about it for new stuff on the ground. Yeah, like I said, uh, we are producing singularity quality ship parts. So the most important things for our space platforms are all using the singularity quality stuff. And we might as well take a look at those. So this is the ship I've come up with. I think it's solid. Its damage output is, leaves something to be desired. I have all the turrets only focusing on mediums. I probably should remove that requirement, right? The lasers I put up here, mostly I just put up because I have extra power potential. The singularity quality nuclear plant is wild. It outputs 68 megawatts. Okay. So like I have all this power overhead. You can see I did take I guess I did some test flights with it. I saved the game and then did a test flight or two um, to see what its potential was. It can make one straight shot from novice to Vulcanus. Looks like it can make it without taking any damage at full throttle. Full throttle being controlled at the moment by these guys. I realized as I was building that the way I've designed the fuel system here, um, the limiting factor on how fast these machines produce fuel is the inserters. So I initially started with fast inserters and noticed that there was sort of a lower cap to the speed than I thought it would be. I was only making it about to 120 kilometers per second. I knew there was more potential there because the machines would be dormant, like red light, dormant for a while. Just looking at my resource belt, it's pretty spotty in places. I wonder if I should up my, let's go 300. The singularity quality resource grabbers, the arms, are wild. I mean, look at those things. They go, I mean, it's huge. It's crazy. Anyway, so yeah, this is the ship. Um, I may remove the filter from the guns because effectively in the last test run I did, which I flew to Vulcanus and I immediately turned around and flew back. So I didn't give the ship any time to reset itself. The magazine I've built here is enough to do that, to go there and back without stopping at all. However, on the way back, a couple of the small meteors breached over here on this side, killed a turret and a laser. So I think if I remove the hmm, I forgot about the ignore part of it. Can I change those rules about ignoring to make the system better? I mean, for these, the medium being the primary is essential, but you do want them to continue attacking the small ones. I think that we tell these to ignore because really they're just there as cleanup. So I only want those to fire at smalls. There, there. There. We'll take a look at our pollution here in a second once I'm finished. Yeah, so that way they never fire on mediums because they're never going to do a damn thing to medium asteroids. So they just shouldn't fire at them at all, regardless. They should only fire at smalls. These guys will fire at mediums first and clean up smalls if they can. But yeah, this is the ship. I've got it loaded to bear for so one of the fun things is these singularity quality cargo bays give you gigantic bonuses to the cargo. So it's perfect. You can just dump all the stuff you want for your first trip in there. This is going to be my expedition ship. I have a second duplicate ship. Doesn't have anything in it. This is just this is going to be the barge that brings the science. There'd be a third barge actually, or a third ship overall is what I meant, but a second science barge. Because I want one going back and forth at every given moment. You know what I mean? And it's going to be demand based in a sense. So they're going to fill up with science, and then they're going to go, and they're going to sit in orbit for a long time. But uh, I have thought we could probably get rid of some of these, right? Because right now this thing's got 1131 So if we take that one, what does it go down to? 863. That's still a lot. 595. That seems actually pretty good. Because how many are we using on this guy? We're using 422, so we can shrink this one too. All right. Yeah. So let's. There you go. Okay. So this one, undo that stuff. And yeah, I had to fix my blueprint so that it does this whole bit. Yeah, so redo the contents, save blueprint, go to this guy, pull up that blueprint. There you go. So it's auto requesting, good. So yeah, but this is my spaceship design. There are a few things that I really want. I want this next physical damage increase because it goes plus 20. So it gives me 80% plus another 20 there, which is another 80%. So you get another huge, it's going to be a pretty big bump, which will make this ship basically impenetrable for the inner solar system. This is a thing that comes as part of AAI, the AAI package that Arendelle created for space exploration. I want, not for this build yet, the Vulcanist build yet, partly because I didn't think of it until halfway through, but also I don't have some of the tech I want. So what I'm gonna do is I want to see if I can make a system work where there are ships waiting in orbit of Novice that can request uh, items from Novice, building items from Novice to take them to the planets to build. I want to try this because I want to do it such that I'm doing building materials on Novice, and it even becomes, I think, a hub for um, items because you're going to have later buildings that have to be built on other surfaces, and I just want to be able to like build something from a remote view on a planet. I don't have to do anything else. The item gets requested from Novice, goes to that planet, gets set down and built because the logistics network on the planet does it. And these signal transmitters, I think, are going to let me do that. So I'm pretty excited about that. That's why I'm doing it relatively soon. I think it's mostly going to be important for the next planet because I already filled, at least in part because I already filled up my uh, filled up my expedition ship with all this stuff, and I don't want to send it back down to novice. There's just no point. So um, that's all going to come up, or that's all going to go to Vulcanus anyway. Going forward, I think I would remove all the carrying capacity of this particular ship to be just my expedition ship, and the only thing it's going to take to planets when it goes for the initial time is the infrastructure to build a logistic network, logistic and construction network, and the and materials to both build a silo and feed the silo for rockets for at least a short amount of time. Um, because then I think what we'll do is we'll have this idea that you can request things from novice. I can then, at least at the start, request things like rocket fuel and blue circuits from novice to allow for continued science production until I have the ability to either produce some of that stuff on site or um, later on down the road, I've got plans for which planets are going to supply certain things. Uh, so yeah, that's the plan anyway. Um, we're very close to being able to go to Vulcanus. Um, I need to see why. Oh, well, what do you know? Um, yeah, it's waiting on some steel. 20 rows of steel, 20 slots of steel, and then it's waiting on those guys. We're researching those guys. The fact that I have multiples of those is probably unnecessary. What I really am looking forward to being able to use is the warehouses, because I can just plop down one warehouse instead of a vast array of fucking yellow steel chests. So I'm looking forward to using those on the planets for where things get stored when they get dropped off. Man, my little toddler guy, he's got the sniffles. It's not comfortable. Okay, so yeah, let's continue on. Um, can begin by routing some of this here. Yeah, I think we'll do it that way. So far, we aren't experiencing any performance issues. I'm sure that that will change as we approach, or as we get things built up on um, Vulcanus. That will change, and we will begin to see some performance hits. When I play on my Steam Deck, the average running UPS is probably about 50. Well, no, probably about 55, I'd say. So it's not too bad. Certainly not bad enough that I really notice it. I mean, I'm not doing anything very quickly on the Steam Deck, that's for sure. It's mainly just me babysitting the factory and maybe twiddling with something. Uh, okay, so we've got, that's going to be the iron for our, oh wait, I do need, hold on a second. Hold on just a second. Oh man, make sure none of those bots place one of those yet. Yeah, we got to rethink that. I got overzealous. Thought I had it right. Um, I need to rethink this because the electric furnaces, which is what this particular iron is set aside for, um, the electric furnaces require steel, which means that we don't need just straight up iron. You can see 214 of it, of the iron plate we need, which is almost all of it, is needed for steel. So we have 8 red belt of iron ore, which is 240. Yeah, I should have done this with subfloors. I can do that. Let's try that. The subfloor thing in here is pretty cool. Say that. Yeah, so this floor is just the things that go in here. Okay, so we'll open a subfloor. Boom, 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 boom. What are we talking about here? What? Oh, I'm, pardon my brain fart. So yeah, so boom, 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 boom. So then these become electric furnaces with prod mods. Oh, that's right. Yeah, the goal is to stretch resources as far as humanly possible here. So, this helps us sort this out a bit. Oh, okay. Okay, just click it. Yeah. So, God damn it, I hate that E closes. Sometimes I hate that it closes it. Yeah, prods. So we need 214 steel. that is just over 7 lanes. It sucks that it's just over 7 lanes. You know what I mean? Yeah, I think what we do, all right, take this. No. Hold on. That's 6, 7, 8. So it's this one. So that these then become really simple. They're the steel column. So then you just go yeah, it should make that as close as it possibly can be, shouldn't I? Okay. I kept the 2 spaces in between so that I could maybe technically use. Yeah, I'm not sure what to do about part of this. This is going to be like the issue here is that the size required far outstrips my station design over here. And the station is already full of materials. So I don't want to really waste all that material. I mean, I've got enough space here. I think I can get it all through and up to other places. Basically, I underestimated the scale, mostly because I was thinking in terms of uh, builds that didn't have productivity modules inserted in them. The productivity modules throw things into a loop or throw me for a loop because they make a modification to the scale that is cumulative and non-intuitive. So it's hard to, sort of determine how far you can go with it. I'm going to see something real quick. So this takes 0.56. So this is exactly, these are 1-to-1, right? But they only produce 0.12. I mean, 0.12 times 54 is how many there? Well, regardless, we are going to do something similar to this up here, right? So the thing that iron is required for the red circuits, but that's the red circuit. That's the iron for. Yeah, so we can add a little bit of steel here just to top up because what we need is slightly more than 7 red belts. Unfortunately, we need slightly more. So we should be able to just do 8 of them, I think. So we can take this, go like here, and then it goes right there. So then you get this guy. It is going to feed into there, but you're also going to have this because this one requires 39.6, huh? So wait a second here. Yeah, that's right. There's extra. I forgot there's extra in every one of them. So let's grab this. It's a little device I devised to solve this problem down below. Why is it different? Oh, shit. That's annoying. That's super annoying. All right, we'll just recreate it. No, not input. Output priority right. Let's do a 2 to 3 balancer here. Okay, so that'll ensure that whatever we push through there, part of it supplements our steel. The rest gives us the iron we need for green circuits. So the rest is the stone. Stone is next, actually. Right? No. Stone I put after. So next is the copper. And we need 3. I think what we'll do is we'll run. Yeah, the copper. 2, 3. Oops. Hmm. Okay. So that's our copper. We got iron here. Yeah, I mean, in hindsight, I should have switched things a bit, like done things a little differently here. A little too far on to like redo it now. Um, yeah, it's not my favorite build for sure. We can always make a big push to redesign it with better stuff. I mean, we're gonna have to redesign all the smelting because all this smelting could be replaced with like a pretty small number of foundries, especially once we get. So the idea is I want access to a few things. I want access to beacons, um, and I want access to the better assemblers. I want access to Blue Belt. I absolutely want access to elevated rail. Um, these are the things I don't think I want to play the game without being able to do those things without those things. So we're gonna build Purple Science. I need Blue Belt to really upgrade the Purple Science build too. The iron stacks can technically produce more than 30 uh, iron per second, so blue would be nice. Uh, but that's not a huge deal. The beacons is a big deal though, because with foundries and beacons, we can get really wild with uh, our builds. And I think I want to. So here's the thing. We are going to run into a situation at some point where we my computer's not going to be able to keep up. It's 6 years old, 8 years old at this point. 6 years old at this point. Um, it was pretty top, not like top of the line, but pretty top of the line when I bought it or built it, I should say, when I bought all the parts and built it. But even it has its limits. I mean, if I at the end of my Factorio 1.1 thousand X run, where I hadn't really done much to really scale things down. I mean, I'd started to use better assemblers and modules inside the assemblers, so I shrunk some of the later builds, but the scale was gigantic, and the performance was terrible. So I think the thing is that as much as I don't want to like rebuild things, I was thinking about this the other day. Like I think I started out this run thinking, oh well, I can just supplement, but it's like if you really want to stretch your resources, which I do want to do because, well, we'll see. We'll see. I'm talking about like middle to late game stuff because by that point I want to be at a much higher science throughput. Uh, I want to be producing at least a red belt of science. The scale required for a red belt of science in some of these sciences, these later ones, it's just going to require a smaller build, or else the scale of it's just going to tank the game. So yeah, that's a little bit of my philosophy here. We need to get to some of these better techs, and that involves getting some purple science here. Um, and then we'll just keep on adding. Like I'm gonna eventually want turbo belt, but in order to get turbo belt, I need express belt. You know what I mean? So it's like it's just one of those things where we're just gonna do it. Um, there are also some purple sciences that are really valuable, like the mining productivity and the steel productivity. Um, I know those are infinite, and I know that they're already like even the first one is a 1.5 million. But like I wouldn't do one of those now. I mean, 1.5 million purple science uh, is a lot of resources. Okay, it's a lot. It's a lot of resources, and we're going to be pushing probably with all the things that we're going to research first. We're going to research nuclear fuel reprocessing because I need to be able to get rid of the fuel cells. We're going to do effect transmission, elevated rail. I'll probably do that at some point. Express, automation 3. I want to be able to get the hand cannon for my dealings with um, demolishers. So, I mean, it's still a lot. I'm still probably going to be near 1.5 million to get all those techs. I mean, that alone is 1 million, 1.3 million, 1.6 million, 1.7 million, 1.8.25 million. So it's not insignificant. We'll just put it that way. Yeah, it's not insignificant to get the things that I want, but versus $1.5 million just for the first level of steel plate productivity, $1 million for the first infinite mining productivity. And then, I mean, if we look at that, it doesn't, I don't know what the scaling is. What if we did that? What's the next one? Oh, 4 is 2. 3? Jesus. Oh, Jesus, it's 1 million more every time. Oh, shit. So, yeah. So, like, even though we are probably going to delve into that a little bit, I don't have the resources for that at the moment. I want to do my best and not have to go outside of my walls until, at the very least, until I have artillery. Then, once I have artillery, I can set up artillery and we can, expand the breadth of our base and I probably won't extend the walls. This is about as big as I'll go in that respect, but we'll have, outposts effectively. Um, so yeah, the outposts. Yeah, I probably won't. What I'll probably do, I don't know. I haven't decided yet about how I'm going to handle outpost defense. And then at some point in the future down the line, once we're on multiple planets, I have this feeling we're going to have to turn off biters at some point because it's going to be it's going to cost too many resources to have processing resources to have biters on. Our UPS is going to be terrible. Yeah. So anyway, our steel, we have 7. Go 7 to how much? How much steel do we need? Basically, two. Well, more than one red belt. So a 7 to 2 balancer. Okay, so that's the smelting for the steel furnaces. Everything else is either processing the raw into an intermediate or getting us what we need, or it's already done. The steel, that's all the steel we need. The stone brick, we haven't done that yet. That's 85. So that's 3 red belts. Let's start with where we're going to cross the tracks. Here. Okay. Oops, that's not what we wanted. This guy is going to come through. This guy is going to go here. This guy goes here. There. And then we can go like... Here we go. 3-3. So that's our stone brick. So for now, let's get rid of these guys. Yeah, because we have the plastic to cook up. We could just build plastic here, maybe. Because we're going to need even more smelting for the module component of the build. Because, I mean, look at the size of this thing, and this is just 2 of the components. The smelting for 2 of the components, I should say. Yeah. Yeah, we're running out of space. Here I was like, oh, this area is perfect. This giant space, and now we're pushing into this mine here. Yeah, that's unfortunate. Can we? Somebody said you could like paste. Yeah, those are going to be for storehouses and warehouses. Our blue circuits are idle. Most of this stuff is idle. So yeah, I think it's time to. We can say. Wait, hold on. Change that to 1. Adds place platform. Header. System barge. Item. 2. So that'll take a minute. Let's see. What else can we get done here? Yeah, we can set up the rest of the smelting here. Yeah, I think for the coal, for plastic, I like the idea of doing the plastic up here. Although we do need to refine the oil. Grr. How much plastic do we actually need for this guy? We need 382 petroleum gas per second. It's like, yeah, like a red belt and a half. 22 and a half. Let's yeah, so then you go like this, this. Yeah, I think I could do that. We can consolidate the plastic. I mean, in that case, I think we only need one coal. I'm assuming it's up there. Yeah. Mainly just bothering the guys up top there. Okay. Oh shit. Yeah. Fuck. Yeah, I just set up some. Let's see. So yeah, this thing is ready to go. Besides its storehouses and warehouses. Oh, there's our second guy. Let's get our blueprint pasted, and then we'll just let it build. Get that rocket array moving. So yeah, what do we do from here? Well, we're gonna continue. Yeah, I think what we do is we go like this. We'll empty it along with the coal down here, but then we're not going to use that any longer. Or, no, yeah, we'll do it the opposite way. Go like this. This. So we'll empty that out, but then that'll be it. So for the final guy here, let's do subfloor. So for the final subfloor here, we need to smelt a total of 122. God damn it, it's just over. It's just over. That's wild. Just over 4 red belts. That's really shit. You know that? Just over 4 red belts. So, or just over 3. No, just over 4. So we have to have a 5th red belt? That's annoying as hell. I mean, we've got enough stations for it. I guess that's why I did that. It's been so long ago now that I don't really remember. So that's going to require 5. So if we go like, let's just copy. There we go. So then you got 1, 2, and then how much iron? 2 red belts. So it's basically going to look like 1, 5, and 2. We'll go and do this. 5 to 5 to 5, right? Yeah, we're gonna do 5 to 5. 5 to 5. Only works with blue though. 5 to 5. Oh, there you go. So it's gonna be. So we can just go like this. Yeah. So 1. Wait. No. Just that. There we go. There we are. It's 5 to 5, and then these guys are together. 2 to 2. Okay. Let's get our materials in there. Copper first. Oh yeah, we gotta run this stone. 1, 2, 3. Stone. Get our stone going. Then got copper next. They're going to be crossing up here. Yeah, we'll go like this. 5. We'll keep 5 together. 4, 5. So then you got this guy, this guy. That's the longest you can go, right there. It's 2. So then I go here. That's 5. Okay, 1. 2. 3. Whoops, yeah, we probably should do it this way. Go 3. Really, is it that's all the iron that I need? Okay. Okay, that's all the smelting. Okay. Smelting for all the components. Plastic. Give me 1 second. I need to use the restroom. I'll be right back. Okay, back. Let us came back too soon. I want to drink. Hold on. Okay. I have water now. I just realized now that my desktop audio is not being recorded. Great, so it's just been me talking and no game. There we go. Never ending, man. So plastic, huh? Let's see, for the whole factory, sub-factory, we need 765 of that. Yeah, that's weird. What is that? Okay, so yeah, we need a real metric shitload of oil if well, let's figure it out. So we have, let's find a spot up here we can just plop things down so we can look. Let's get that. This guy is going to do that. This. I'm going to see what our ratios are like here. Okay. Jesus. Here they come. Well, we can figure this one out. So 17 to 14.2. 1.19, and we are going to get 4.76. So clear 0.76 times 1.19 means that we're going to get 5.66 petroleum gas or light oil. 5.66 light oil. Come on. Where's that last? Where's that last little motherfucker? It's supposed to be over here getting me a fucking productivity module. It's taking a sweet ass time. There he is. Guarantee that's the guy right there. This little motherfucker, why is he taking so long? Ridiculous. So let's say 5.66. 5.66 plus 8. Plus 8.6. 14.2. So 14.22, and our ratio here is, okay, so let me, so say 14.22. And we're looking at, so 12.7 divided by 9.52 equals 1.33. How does that work? 1 second here. I'm doing my math wrong. Yeah, no, it should have been the other way around. So 14.2 divided by 17 equals, oops, 14.2 divided by 17. Yeah, so 0.833 or 0.83 times our 4.76 that we get from one operation of that. It gives us 3.95 light oil. So add our 3.95 to 8.56. 3.95 plus 8.56. So we're going to get total 1251 light oil from advanced oil and heavy cracking. And isn't that interesting? It's just such that it'll basically feed one. Yeah. Okay, so that gives us 12.51, so we basically get 9.52 plus 10.4. 9.52 plus 10.4 means we get 19.92. Pet gas from no byproduct oil cracking. And we need we need 765. 765 divided by 19.92. 38.4. Each craft is about yeah, I mean it's not quite a quarter. So we're gonna do 39 of these guys right here. Let's 36. 39. We do need to set up a water train station, in my opinion. 2 down here somewhere. The stream keeps dropping a little bit. I guess that's what I get for streaming on Wi-Fi, but unfortunately I do not have the infrastructure ready or infrastructure available to do anything different. Right there. A station that works for this purpose. Yeah. Blueprints will grab the train. Vehicle fuel, yeah. Train stop name. We'll see. Yeah. I'm not sure this is going to work now that I think about it. Divorce it from the main loop until we ensure that it's not going to do something we don't want it to. Okay, water provider. Yeah, I mean, the main issue here is that we are pushing. I mean, it is 100. I mean, the train, the fluid wagons carry 50 now instead of 25. So technically, that's probably enough. It used to be that if you wanted to do water on a train, I would have recommended that you use 4 fluid wagons, not 2, but with the larger fluid wagons, 2 I think is viable. Shit. Yeah. Let's just do that. Yeah. It's the only annoying part about Okay. So we get 1 pump for each. Okay. Is not even. God damn it. Yeah, let's just do that here. Dang it. I have a bunch of junk blueprints in my inventory now. There we go. Basically be Sounds like my son is awake, so we're on the tail end here. Hopefully I successfully went over all the status of stuff I've done since last time. Got some better audio, figured out we weren't using game audio for a while, but we're back on top here. So yeah, these guys are gonna come in. That'll be our water. Water is going to go this guy here. Almost. Okay. And if water is less than where is this 100? Nope. Okay, that gives us our let's get this oil, crude, and water hooked up here, and then we'll call it a day. Yeah, I'll keep building purple science here until next stream. Well, in my spare time, I guess, off stream, I will keep building the purple science. With any luck, I'll be done with it. We're working on warehouses, which is really what I want one of the things I want prior to getting to Vulcanus. Once purple science is done, we can throw in some things. Pardon me. It's me fidgeting. My ADHD is raging at the moment, or head trauma, whichever it is. All right, so we got water done. Got the crude oil in there. Next we'll be setting up the cracking. That'll get us all the petroleum gas we need. Then we'll set up plastic up in this area here. And then it'll be a matter of getting our components for science. I think what we're going to do is we're going to run the components down just south here to put into the machines that generate our purple science. And then there'll be a station here for our purple science, which will then get delivered probably through off an offshoot here to a little station. It'll have a place for purple and yellow. Yeah. So we're getting there. Purple science is on its way. Got our second barge, science barge building. This one's done, ready to go. Our expedition ship is just waiting on storehouses and warehouses, which we can set that up here. It's gotta be the 3. Oh, no. No. that's annoying. Haha. Dumb. Okay, that'll get those going. Build some more of those. All right, I think it's time. Got things going though. Water stations are. So this should be. Provider full. Water requester empty. Empty or inactivity for 15 seconds. I mean, actually, inactivity of any type, we want to just go. There we go. Those will be ready. Things will bring the water over. Oh wait, we did not power these guys. So we did power those guys. They're full of water. I mean, they're not going to go anywhere until the fuel is done. Let's do that. I'll just do that. Okay, so those guys will be ready soon. We'll see. I don't know if, I mean, this whole thing is going to use, it's 8.5 times 39. 8.5. Yeah, that'll definitely keep up. Anyway, so, yeah, here we are. We're on our way. Vulcan is soon. Then we shall keep going on this long, horrible slog. We are near 500 hours. Yeah. Till next time. This is the Colonel.